Basement of La Penta. This is WICR.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sports Vault. Jersey Joe and Big Shot Rob moving along with today's show, waiting on Ian Sachs, giving him a little bit of time. Rob, I think he's still enjoying that French toast and bacon. We'll certainly get some more of that after the show. But right now, it is time to talk NBA playoffs. Rob, you and I, in these 3 years, we haven't disagreed much. But on one of those rare occasions every once in a while, we disagree, and this is one of them. The Cleveland Cavaliers and the Chicago Bulls. Rob, you and I disagree on the outcome of this series. We are tied up one apiece, Rob. Dairy Queen is riding on this. I either owe it to you or you owe it to me. Who's going to get it done tonight, Rob?
Chicago is going to win tonight.
Really?
Welcome
Okay.
to the Windy City, LeBron James, where the defense will shut you down, and we're going to have a repeat of Game 1.
I think LeBron played pretty well last game, didn't he, Rob?
Oh, he did, but it's not going to happen all series, Joe. Derrick Rose and the defense are going to step it up. We are going to be seeing Derrick Rose drop 25 to 30 points tonight. We're going to be seeing Pau Gasol drop another 20 points. And LeBron James will be going down. We will be seeing the return of J.R. Smith, but he will have no effect in the playoffs.
No effect in the playoffs.
No.
Rob, he's throwing elbows. He's going to have an effect. Let me tell you, though, Rob, I think, look, this is going to be a 6 or 7 game series. There's no question about it. The thing I like, though, is I think the Cavaliers got their swagger back. I think the big thing that I loved in Game 2 was David Blatt was not afraid to change things up in the starting lineup. He put Tristan Thompson in the starting lineup, and I love Tristan Thompson. I think, honestly, if I had a choice between Kevin Love and Tristan Thompson, I'm not saying Tristan Thompson is a better player than Kevin Love, but I think Tristan Thompson is a better fit for the Cavaliers than Kevin Love because he's very physical, he's a very timely rebounder, he doesn't create offense on his own, but he really fits exactly what the Cavs need. That's being physical, being a bruiser, setting a tone, and getting timely rebounds. And I think we saw all of the above in that last game where they won big against Chicago. Now, I'm with you. I really think Chicago, they probably win tonight. So I'm conceding to you right now, Rob, okay? You get it tonight, but then I get it in Game 4. So it's going to be back and forth several games. Now, Joakim Noah did get criticized a little bit in the last performance, Rob. Obviously, for me, he's a guy I always think bounces back, but what do you think?
I think Joakim will be able to bounce back. You know, Joe, this year we really saw a drop in his numbers.
We did.
And, I mean, come playoff time, he's played pretty decent. The last game really held down by the Cavs. He's going to have to step it up, though. I think he'll step up. Even last game, Pau Gasol was very ineffective with only 11 points on 3 of 8 shooting. And if those two get going, Joe, we know how those two roll. They'll destroy you on the boards. They'll score on inside. And I could see Noah going in this series, but one thing I have to say for the Cavaliers, if they want to win this series, LeBron is going to have to control the tempo the rest of the way. I'm sorry. This is LeBron's team. This is not Kyrie Irving's team. And LeBron's going to have to control, do everything, put the team on his back. It's LeBron James.
And I think that's what you saw in the second game. I think in Game 1, LeBron kind of knew after the game he had to be much more aggressive, much more assertive. In Game 2, we certainly saw that. And that's the one thing people always say about LeBron, which is absolutely true. When he attacks the basket, he is unguardable. There's not a thing you could do to stop him. He's too big. He's going to get the fouls. You can't do it, and he did that. I think when he looks to be the aggressor, he sets the tone for this mostly young Cavalier team, and they lead by his example. He certainly led well in Game 2. And look, in a series like this, Rob, for me, Game 2, and if you look at the numbers, I think Game 2s mean a lot. They really do in the outcome of these series. Now, again, I've conceded to you, Rob. You win tonight. But I think after that, it's going to be back and forth, and the Cavs find a way to get it done. But let's move along a little bit. Every series tied up one apiece. We didn't have any action last night. Rob, you're a big John Wall fan. I like the Wizards big in this series as we moved into it. But now John Wall, with the situation with his injury, Rob, heartbreaker for the Washington Wizards.
The curse continues. I swear, I feel so bad for the Washington Wizards because all bad just happens. You have Gilbert Arenas a couple years back when he was leading the team, bringing them to the playoffs,
Bringing
never
guns in the
advancing.
locker room.
Then he brings guns to the locker room.
Why wouldn't you bring your gun to the locker room, Rob? I mean, that's a perfect place. Yeah, Ian Sachs bring. Oh, the physical from the physical standpoint. All right, Ian. All right.
It's not the gun show, Ian. Put those away. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
He'll be straight up flexing when he comes on the air here. They'll eat in his French toast. So we'll see if the muscles over there can defend Tom Terrific. But, Rob, let's not get too sidetracked. Ian Sachs is going to come and defend his boy.
But John Wall, I mean, this is the blow right here. This is the guy who runs the game for them, passes the ball, gets the ball, feeds it everywhere. And this loss has just cost them. I'm sorry, the series is done right then and there because they don't have the backup point guard to go along to lead this team, and Atlanta's going to take it in 5 or 6.
I think so. Look, but when we were coming into this series, Rob, the way that Washington just utterly destroyed the Raptors was so good for them, and they got the rest. Atlanta had a couple games that Brooklyn gave them a run, and I love Washington's youth and their energy. Paul Pierce, the truth, what he's done for that team, I think has been phenomenal. But right now, without Wall, you can't do anything. I mean, the guy is as valuable to that offense as anybody in the NBA. He's such a good floor general. When you look at the way he's gotten better and better during his NBA career, it's really remarkable, and it shows all the hard work he's put in. But, man, it's just something I don't want to see. I mean, we see it. Like, we've seen it with Derrick Rose. When he's off the floor and he's not playing, we all lose as fans. Right now with John Wall, it's the same thing. We lose an exciting player, and it's just something you never want to see. But, Rob, let's go to the next series. Golden State and Memphis. Now, obviously, Memphis bounces back in a big way and steals Game 2 from the Warriors. Clay and Steph have a little bit of an off shooting night, which, let's be honest, they usually do bounce back from. How do you think the Warriors move on here? Actually, you have the Grizzlies going to the
Grizzlies
finals.
Are winning this.
That's right,
and they're winning the NBA Finals.
Well, here's the thing, Rob. I'm a big Mike Conley fan. I think he's a guy who never gets enough respect and credit in this league. Again, it's the same thing like John Wall. When you look at Mike Conley today and you look at him when he came into the league, it's night and day how much he's gotten better and better and improved his game and worked at his game. He is such an important piece, and we all understand the Grizzlies' offense works. It revolves around 3 guys, Gasol, Randolph, and Mike Conley. Conley was back. Tony Allen had a huge game. But, Rob, I don't know. Here's the thing I worry about, and you can tell me why you're not worried about it. I think Golden State's pace is going to be too much to handle. I think when Golden State starts knocking down their shots and Clay and Steph are knocking down threes, they just pick up the pace and it goes to another level. The Grizzlies like to slow things down, bang you around, wear you down. I think when it gets into a shooting match like this and it's the pace of Golden State, I think that's the one thing Memphis cannot counter.
Yeah, that's the big thing, Joe. Golden State's a young team, so they have the legs to keep going and keep going. But, I mean, the big guys will find... I mean, yeah, I can't say they're going to block Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. The big guys will do their work, shut down down low. But I just see Memphis forcing the game to their kind of basketball, the way Memphis plays it, which is they'll be able to slow down the tempo, get it into the inside. I just see it versus Golden State because Golden State's a young team. Memphis more experience with all these playoff returns that they've been having. And I see Memphis winning this series. Now, here's the question I'm nervous about is I could see Memphis taking this in 6.
Okay.
But if they go to 7 games, you're playing in Oracle Arena, Game 7.
Yes.
First of all, Golden State, Memphis lucky they got this win. Golden State hadn't lost since I think it was January 27th or 17th.
That's insane. That's just insane.
It's crazy. And if Memphis has to play a Game 7 in Golden State, I'm sorry, you're not beating Golden State in Game 7.
You're not. And that's one of the things I really credit the Warriors fans for. Is, I mean, you've seen kind of when the team had their resurgence a couple years ago, the fans were always coming. I mean, Oracle Arena is one of the best places in the NBA. It's a place I really would like to go catch a game at one day. It's an incredible environment, and it's an exciting team. The thing I think that the fans can rally behind is the fact that this is a very unselfish basketball team. You saw when Steph Curry won the MVP the other day, how unselfish he is to giving all the credit to his teammates. And look, Clay and Steph, there would be potential there for ego because getting in the way of their play because they do play a very similar style of basketball. They are both tremendous players, but you don't get that sense with them, and I think it all helps when you have a guy like Steve Kerr at the helm because he's a very good coach. He kind of understands that mentality. And look, Clay and Steph are great guys, and they're great teammates to have on any team. It's a very likable Golden State Warriors team, but Rob, we'll certainly see what happens in that one. Now, this last one, Rob, is turning turning out to be one of the best series in the NBA playoffs. The Clippers and the Houston Rockets. The Clippers stealing Game 1 without Chris Paul. Now you look at it, Houston, they bounce back in a big way and win Game 2. But Rob, a lot of people are in love with the Clippers right now. Are you in love with the Clippers right now?
Oh, I most definitely am. But I'm not in love with Matt Barnes, who I heard was talking smack to James Harden's mom, Joe, saying
Really?
a couple of messed up statements. He did apologize, but
Matt Barnes messed up. Messed up.
this Clippers team, Joe, without Chris Paul, these guys are flying. Blake Griffin looks like the Blake Griffin from when Chris Paul wasn't even there. The guy who just flies over everyone. He's doing his job. This series is going 7 games. I mean, one thing I like about the Clippers, we saw in Game 1, limiting James Harden at the free throw line. And the thing is, you got to force James Harden to just play outside the perimeter. Force him to shoot out there. Force him around the baseline. He drives to the net. He's going to go to the free throw line. He'll shoot about 18 free throws. He will hit about 16 of them. And LA has to work to keep him out. They do that, they're easily going to win this series. Chris Paul is back, and I see him running this offense, and we'll be seeing LA go deep.
I'm with you. And Rob, I hate watching the Rockets play because it's just a free throw contest. I can't stand it. Harden gets fat, and a lot of people criticize the officiating in Game 2 because it was ridiculous how many free throws that the Rockets got. I mean, it was almost like absurd that it just looked like every 3 seconds James Harden's at the free throw line shooting free throws. Now, he's extremely aggressive, and that's what helps him get to the free throw line, but it's not fun when I just see this guy consistently. He's there at the free throw line always. I'm with you. I think the Clippers are playing really well right now. They stole Game 1, and that's going to be the difference maker in this series. They won that game just because they wanted it more than Houston did that day. They didn't have Chris Paul. Houston probably figured that they were just going to walk in there and get a win there, and the Clippers, Blake Griffin has been outstanding. Rob, we've gone through the 4 matchups. Has anything changed in your NBA Finals outlook? What was it? You had Grizzlies Bulls in your finals?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Grizzlies still taking it. I'm still staying with the Bulls, LA, and Atlanta.
Okay.
So.
See, I had Cavs Spurs. Obviously, the Spurs, it didn't work out. So, can I pick a reserve team, Rob?
No.
I can't pick a backup
Your
team
choices
from the
are
West?
final.
Really? Well, you heard it from Big Shot Rob. I'm going to leave the studio now. My choices are final. But, okay, if I did have one, Rob, hypothetically, can I have a hypothetical reserve?
Hypothetically,
Okay,
yes.
for my hypothetical reserve, Rob, I'll take Golden State.
All right.
I think Golden State Clippers, very competitive series, 6 or 7 games.
We're just disagreeing.
Rob,
we really are like disagreeing.
What's happening, man? I guess that's what happens when you're doing a show with somebody for 3 years. You just start to disagree with one another. I'm going to go to a break now, Rob. Is that okay with you?
That's absolutely fine.
Okay, so we agree on something. So we'll see. I know, Rob, we're united together in this next battle. Ian Sachs coming on the air to defend Tom Terrific. We'll certainly see what he has to say, but I don't think Rob and I are going to let him off the hook.
Oh, man, he's dealing with a Jets fan.
He is dealing with a crazy Jets fan and a crazy Chargers fan, so let's let him get on the air. Everyone, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.